Good afternoon, everyone. This is Matt over at MilestoneCapitalGrowthPortfolio.com. Today is Thursday, March 13th, and yes, what a wild ride in the market. As a member, you were banking, though. Live chat was rocking and rolling today. We've called SPY, and if you watch the video analysis, if you watch the video analysis as a member, you'll see what we were talking about. And now we've hit that point where today was a very lucrative day, and this gap was filled, and now we're going lower. All right, so it came up and bounced right off this. So this was a great trade. It's a little over 500%. PCLN anywhere from 500 to 700% from this quad top call in the chat room, and now it's coming down to the middle Bollinger Band. See what happens next to that. So PCLN did really well. Apple, surprisingly, it held up pretty well. I just don't like the fact that it closed underneath the 50-day moving average and under the trend line. But this much volume in the market, coming out of the market, you could still. This is a buying opportunity. This is a great dividend play, so it'll be a safe, secure play for investors to get into if the market's going to roll over. But any trade when this pulls down, you have your middle Bollinger Band still curled up to the upside. So watch for this to be support on for Apple, and then. If it bounces off of this and continues up, then we're still in the uptrend. So we just want to stay over the middle Bollinger Band. If it gets under the middle Bollinger Band, make sure that you pull out of this one, because it's going to head south just like everything else. All right, so let's take a look at a couple. Today we alerted this one in chat, BAA. Closed right at the 200-day moving average. We caught it on this 100-day break and increased volume, so it was a nice volume alert. Look for this one now to come up and test this area over here, which is this double top right here after we break this 200 tomorrow. I'll get close enough. So 92 cents from there. Looks good. It really broke out today. But if we can get over this line right here, which would be fantastic, then we'll be in a new uptrend, and then we could start tackling some of these other little areas where it's $3 and change. So, proactive trade volume alert. This one popped up on scans in the chat room, and we rock and rolled on that one. But look for that one for a little bit longer move to the upside. HDY today, after this get killed. It came up a little bit. Just keep an eye on this for another few days. Relative strength index is really low. Everything's really low on this, but it does have the potential to have a nice little bounce in it. So, and even if it gets to the 200-day moving average from here, you just wait for the confirmation that we have a bottom and we're not going any lower. So keep an eye on HDY. DPW, we've been doing this one for quite some time here in the live chat room, and we caught it on this break over here on volume alert, and it spiked up over here to 209 from, I think it was 60 change, 68, 69, somewhere in that area. Consolidated off a little bit, held the support. We were always above this candle, so it was still a good hold. And we moved again today and hit 179 before pulling back. But it's definitely in an uptrend, not in a downtrend. Nice spiking here. So keep an eye on this one. Looks like it's going to give us a lot more. But DPW looks good. PLM, we were back here in this area, and a nice little sell-off Friday. Yesterday, sorry. And a nice bounce here. And we have the triple top right now in place, so all we have to do is break this, and PLM's going to get going here. It has a full reversal from this consolidation area here. This was strictly a consolidation area from this downtrend. Now we broke the downtrend that was in place, and we started moving up to the upside. So now we have volume breakout, and she really looks good here. So PLM definitely has a chance. I mean, we could take a look at the monthly, and you could see here what I'm talking about. Not just a 5-minute view, but a monthly view. What's this thing doing? So we were in a big downtrend, and now we're not. So now that we're in the uptrend, you follow the trend lines to the upside. So this one looks good for a longer term trade. So PLM. PBIB is another one. Oops. PBIB, we've been tracking this one. Break of the 200-day moving average today was fantastic, and now it's starting to get the volume into it. Relative strength has kicked up, and your truck and money flow has moved to the upside. PBIB has a little ways to go here. I think it's going to clear this area over here. all these tops over here. This is where it closed. So last time it spiked and then dropped all the way back down. I don't know what that candle was, a funky candle. But what's good about this one, it's nice and solid right at this line right here. Once we break this, now we're back in an uptrend on this one. So it moves pretty well, and it looks like we can get a few dollars out of this one. You have a couple of resistance points here, just the candles now at this point once we break out of it. So look for PBIB to continue to the upside. Oink had a nice little start today. After this consolidation, yes, we've been tracking this for some time now, as you can see. So if you were in the chat room, you're probably down here in 75 cents area and still holding it. And it's continuing to be impressive to move to the upside, even after all these little consolidations. So right now what we have is a little bit of resistance coming up on Oink in this area here. That's why we drop back down again. Okay, so we just have to break this double top here. We're over the 50, we're over the 100. You know, we look good here, and it's starting to move a little bit better. And then we have this double top right here. So continue forward, 246. Oink looks good. You know, you buy these down here on these after these consolidation breaks, and they just track to the upside. So you just ride the wave to the upside when you're in a new trend. And then once we break that trend, we can come up and test this area over here at 260. So Oink looks very good. SVBL. Whoops, maybe I have the wrong ticker. SVBL. No, that's the right ticker. Okay, we broke the 200-day moving average over here, and we were consolidating above the 200-day moving average. It's very choppy, low volume, but we actually had a volume breakout today, which was great on this one. So now it's at 42 cents. It was, you know, accumulated down here in the 30 cents area, and it definitely has potential to move. Let's look at a monthly on this one, and we'll go from there. Actually, we'll do a weekly. So let's chop some of these lines out here. You have a nice cluster right there. So we'll do that cluster, and we'll do this cluster at the top, because those will probably be the closest to what we do. So we're over the 100-day moving average now. So the 200-day is going to be next to tackle on this trend to the upside, as long as we get continued volume and moving to the upside. Then we have up here the first cluster set, which is 120, second cluster set 159. So any break out of this consolidation box, which would probably be, you know, somewhere in this area here with a 100-day moving average, a little above the 100, right where it pulled back. Look for this one to continue to the upside. So SVBL, TGD. TGD is just trending to the upside. It's not in a downtrend anymore. So if you take the short-term candles, and this is the weekly, I'll just use this one on this one, and then I'll switch it over. Okay, so you take the short-term candles. This is where we stopped right now on the weekly. So we're right at that point right now. If we break over this, now we're in an uptrend. Okay, so keep an eye on this one. It's starting to get a little more volume, a little more attention to it, and is moving pretty well. But once that breaks, the potential for this is really good to move to the upside. So on a daily, it probably looks a little bit choppy. Same thing. Closed right at the 200-day moving average, and you have your downtrend line right here. So this is really good. I like this one, like BAA. Very hot. You're not in a downtrend anymore. Your pattern for consolidation was down in this area. You don't have that pattern of consolidation anymore. So what we're going to do is, all this lines up right here. So this resistance basically is right at the top of this right here. So if we can get a volume push tomorrow, look for this one to break out, TGD. All right, because you're not in that downtrend really anymore. Once we break that blue line, and then the thing could fly back up to where it was before. All right, AUMN. We've been managing this trade for a little while, since over here, and now we're starting to break out a little bit. What we need right now on this one, I just want to follow up on this with a few of the members anyway, is we broke this here with convincing volume. So look for this one to really get going now. I think we're about 70-80 cents is where we picked this one up and started managing this one in the live chat room. But then we have a little bit of resistance over here at 160. We definitely have a little gap fill over here. Of course, this is another miner. Miners are picking up nice at 183. And after that gap fill, this definitely going to come up and hit this area. So it's definitely in reversal to the upside instead of staying on the downside, I'm heading to the downside. So once we get this hook after this accumulation, and then we start to go up to the upside. So track the bottom of the candles to predict where it's going to go and at the rate it's going to go, and those are your support levels. And if it ever breaks your support levels, then you know to get the heck out of it, because it's going to be heading down. So now we're in the uptrend, not in a downtrend, and we're pretty safe here at the 200-day moving average for this one. So could be a lucrative trade going forward, so keep an eye on this one. EGI is getting ready to break out also. This one we were talking about on some member videos back in this area, but I want you to know that now that we broke this area here, we could definitely start moving to the upside a little bit more. We just have to break this double top right here at 47 cents, which really doesn't seem like much, but the potential for this one, going back in a little more of a time frame, monthly, okay, it was up here at 346. So, and you have your middle Bollinger Band right here. So all we have to do is break this cluster right here, this double top, and we did already. If you look close at it, we're above it. Okay, so this is now in converting to an uptrend with a little bit of resistance at each stepping stone. Okay, stepping stone meaning every step down. Grab the tops of these or even underneath them to be sure that's where your support is. But once we start moving in the right direction, we really move in the right direction. Relative strength index is at 47, plenty of room for more upside, and your money chalk and flow is doing really well. Let's take a look at IGC. IGC did the split, came back down, and it's accumulating right now. So keep an eye on this one after it comes down a little bit more to 30 cents if it hits that, if this 50-day doesn't hold support. And it could bounce off that 30 cents. So this is just one for the radar. Okay, HTM, I like this. This is THM. Sorry, THM looks really good on the. Let's switch this back over to the daily. THM is just on another mines, heading up to the upside on a good rate of speed now. All the miners are reversing, so you want to be prepared to trade these accordingly. We gave you a couple from the bottom that are alerted, but we're getting these in the chat room on the bottom. So and then we're discussing them and planning the trades out. If you look at this cluster and this cluster, you have that support right here. After we broke this area right here, after this consolidation, it called a trigger for the upside. So this one can definitely get moving pretty much to this top over here first, 165. And then up here to 250, 310 area. So keep an eye on this one for a longer term trade also. All right, if you're not a member, Milestone Capital Growth Portfolio.com, live chat. We have video areas. We have everything you need to really do what you need to do to make money in this market. We send out alerts all day long. The chat room's packed with people making money. It's been a very lucrative week for us this week, last week. No complaints. So one-time fee of $500 for a lifetime membership, and we will see you there. All right, this is Matt. Have yourself a great night, and good luck tomorrow trading.